Welcome to my channel Most Expensive Coins. Today, we're diving deep into the history, rarity, and value of the 1973 Elizabeth II halfpenny coin. If you've heard rumors about this coin being worth big money, you're not alone. There are even stories claiming it could be worth millions. Let's uncover what's fact, what's fiction, and the true value of this historic coin. So, if you're ready, make sure to stick around to the end. But before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you love learning about rare coins and collectibles. First, let's talk about the halfpenny itself. The halfpenny, or ha'penny, was a small denomination in British currency used for centuries. The 1973 halfpenny was part of the decimalised coinage system introduced in 1971. Up until then, the UK used the old pre-decimal system, and the halfpenny was one of the coins that survived the transition to a decimal system. This little coin was minted during Queen Elizabeth II's reign, and it's made of bronze, featuring the young portrait of Elizabeth on the obverse, or front side. On the reverse, you'll see a crowned portcullis, which is an iconic symbol of the UK Parliament. So, why the interest in the 1973 halfpenny? For starters, while halfpennies were still common in circulation, by the 1970s, they were slowly being phased out due to inflation and low purchasing power. The 1973 coin is among the last in its line, and it's in a transitional period where the coin was still officially minted but didn't see much circulation. This makes it interesting to collectors because it represents the end of an era and is a piece of British history. Many people still have 1973 halfpennies tucked away in jars or drawers, unaware of their story. Now, let's address the question that's on everyone's mind: is this coin worth big money? We've seen listings online claiming it's worth thousands or even millions of dollars. But is it too good to be true? Let's break down the facts. In most cases, these sky-high valuations are misunderstandings or exaggerations. A circulated 1973 halfpenny, even in good condition, usually sells for just a few dollars, maybe $1 to $5, depending on the market and its condition. Uncirculated or pristine versions might sell for more, potentially up to $20 to $50, but still far from the thousands or millions claimed online. So, where do these crazy prices come from? Often, it's due to misunderstandings in online auctions or misleading articles. People sometimes list coins at ridiculously high prices hoping someone might believe it's worth that much. But in reality, those prices rarely, if ever, sell. There are special exceptions, though. If there were minting errors or certain limited editions, for example, a coin with a unique design flaw, that could raise its value significantly. However, as of now, there are no confirmed cases of such rare errors for the 1973 halfpenny. Now, if you have a 1973 halfpenny, here's how to evaluate its potential value: $44 millions. First, check the condition. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and the closer to mint state, the better. Any dings, scratches, or signs of wear lower the value. If you think you might have an uncirculated or high-grade coin, it could be worth a few more dollars, and you could consider sending it to a grading service for an official rating. But be cautious, as grading services come with fees that might be higher than the coin's value. So, what's the final verdict? A 1973 halfpenny is a charming piece of British history but generally isn't worth a fortune. Most coins found in regular condition are likely worth a few dollars at best. However, uncirculated coins with no wear and those stored in mint condition could fetch a bit more from a collector. Keep an eye out, though. You never know if one day an error or unique variety might appear, which could change the value of this classic coin. Thanks for watching, everyone. We hope this video helped clear up some of the myths around the 1973 Elizabeth II halfpenny coin. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more coin videos. And tell us in the comments, have you found any rare or valuable coins in your collection? Next, 1954 halfpenny. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of numismatics to uncover the mystery behind one of the most intriguing coins in British history, the 1954 Elizabeth II halfpenny. If you're passionate about coins or just a fan of rare treasures, you're in for a treat. The 1954 Elizabeth II halfpenny might look like a regular coin, but it has a history and a mystique that makes it one of the most sought-after coins in the world. And yes, you heard that right, its estimated face value is an astounding $28.90 million. Let's start with a little history. This coin was minted in the United Kingdom in 1954, the second year of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. At the time, coins were primarily struck from bronze and featured designs that reflected the heritage of the British Empire. The halfpenny, or ha'penny, was a common coin in the UK, initially valued at half of 1 penny. It was widely used for smaller transactions, making it a staple of British life for hundreds of years. But in 1954, the halfpenny took on a new significance. The 1954 halfpenny is a beauty. On the obverse side, you'll see the young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing a laurel wreath. This portrait was designed by artist Mary Gillick, who captured the youthful and fresh appearance of the young queen as she embarked on her historic reign. On the reverse, you'll find a depiction of the Golden Hind, the ship of Sir Francis Drake, one of Britain's most famous explorers. This design, created by Thomas Humphrey Paget, was intended to represent Britain's rich seafaring and exploration history. Now, let's address the big question: why is this 1954 halfpenny so incredibly rare and valuable? After all, it seems like just another coin, right? Wrong. Here's the catch: only a limited number of these coins were produced in 1954. The reason? The British government had already been moving toward reducing the number of halfpennies minted because they were becoming less practical in everyday use. As a result, a very limited mintage was produced, making this coin an instant rarity. Additionally, as time passed, most of these coins were either lost or melted down, further adding to their scarcity. Now, let's talk numbers. This coin has been known to fetch eye-watering amounts at auctions, with collectors and museums alike competing for it. And yes, while some may argue that this particular coin could reach a value of $28.9 million in the right circumstances, that's largely due to its historical significance, condition, and rarity. However, typical valuations for a 1954 Elizabeth II halfpenny in good condition range significantly. For an uncirculated coin, prices can range from thousands to millions, depending on its provenance, condition, and demand. If you're a collector hoping to find a 1954 Elizabeth II halfpenny, here are some tips. First, check the condition. Grading standards can greatly influence a coin's value. Coins that are uncirculated or have minimal wear are usually worth the most. Next, verify its authenticity. Sadly, many counterfeit coins are out there, so work with reputable dealers or auction houses. And lastly, if you're lucky enough to find a 1954 halfpenny, keep it safe and handle it with care. You might be asking, why would someone pay millions for a single coin? Besides its scarcity, this coin represents a unique historical snapshot, a rare piece of the British monarchy's early years under Queen Elizabeth II. Collectors view coins like this not just as currency, but as tangible links to history. As the Queen's early years become an increasingly distant memory, the halfpenny and similar artifacts continue to grow in appeal for collectors worldwide. The 1954 Elizabeth II halfpenny is more than a coin, it's a story, a legacy, and an investment that, for some, is worth its weight in gold, or, in this case, far more. If you're as captivated by rare coins as we are, don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and click that bell icon so you don't miss our next treasure hunting adventure. Until next time, happy collecting. Next 1964 halfpenny. Today, we're diving into the history, value, and unique aspects of one small but fascinating coin, the 1964 Elizabeth II halfpenny. You may have seen it, heard of it, or maybe even have one in your collection. But is it worth big money? How did it come to be, and what makes it stand out among British coins? Let's find out. Before we get into the 1964 halfpenny, let's look at the background of the British halfpenny coin. The halfpenny, worth half a penny, was part of British currency for centuries and had been around in various forms since medieval times. By the 20th century, it had become one of the smallest units of currency used in Britain. But by the 1960s, the value of a halfpenny wasn't what it used to be, and soon, the coin would be discontinued. Fast forward to the early 1960s. The British halfpenny was still in circulation, and coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II had recently been introduced. The first coins of her reign started being minted in the early 1950s, with the design changing a few times over the years. The 1964 halfpenny is part of that mid-century collection, with a design that represents not only British history but also the reign of Queen Elizabeth II. Now let's focus on the 1964 halfpenny specifically. This coin featured a distinctive design on the reverse, a golden sailing ship known as the Golden Hind. This ship was famously used by Sir Francis Drake on his voyage around the world. The Golden Hind design was first used on the halfpenny in the 1930s and continued to symbolize Britain's seafaring history. The coin's obverse displays the profile of Queen Elizabeth II, as was standard on British coins of her era. Made from bronze, it has a weight of about 5.6 grams and a diameter of 25.4 millimeters. The 1964 halfpenny holds sentimental value for collectors. Many British people remember it as part of daily life before decimalization, when the halfpenny and other older coin denominations were withdrawn from circulation in 1971. So while it's no longer used as currency, it remains a piece of British history. Alright, now for the big question, how much is the 1964 halfpenny actually worth today? Given that millions of halfpennies were minted in the 1960s, most of these coins are still relatively common, especially in circulated condition. As of now, a standard 1964 halfpenny in circulated condition may be worth anywhere from a few cents to a couple of dollars, depending on its condition. However, if you have an uncirculated 1964 halfpenny or even a proof version, its value might increase a bit. Proof coins, which are specially minted for collectors, can fetch a premium. You might see them priced around $10 to $20. But, if you're hoping for a big payday, a regular halfpenny from 1964 is unlikely to bring in a fortune. In the coin collecting world, condition is king. Coins are graded on a scale from circulated to proof. Proof coins have a mirror-like finish and are often more valuable because of their limited numbers. So if you come across a well-preserved 1964 halfpenny, it could be worth a bit more. But, unfortunately, no version of this coin is worth millions of dollars, so be cautious about any too-good-to-be-true listings. So, while it may not make you a millionaire, the 1964 Elizabeth II halfpenny is still a wonderful piece of history. Whether you're a collector of British coins or a fan of Queen Elizabeth's long reign, this halfpenny represents a unique era in British coinage. It's a coin that many people remember fondly, and for that alone, it's worth keeping around. So, if you have a 1964 halfpenny, hold on to it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about the 1964 halfpenny, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more coin history, facts, and values. Let us know in the comments if you'd like us to cover more coins from Queen Elizabeth's era or any other coins in your collection. Until next time, keep collecting, and see you soon. Next 1955 halfpenny. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of coin collecting. And believe it or not, we're focusing on a coin that many people overlook, the humble 1955 halfpenny. You might be shocked to learn that some of these coins are worth big money. That's right. Coins like this, minted with a face value of less than a penny, can be worth thousands, sometimes even millions, to the right buyer. So let's dig into its rich history and discover what makes this small coin so valuable. The story of the 1955 halfpenny coin starts with the British Royal Mint, which had been producing coins since the 9th century. The halfpenny, or ha'penny as it's often called, was a standard denomination in the United Kingdom's currency system and held significant purchasing power at the time. However, the 1950s were a unique period. After World War II, the British economy was in recovery mode, and demand for small denomination coins was still high. But by 1955, the halfpenny was starting to fall out of favor. Coins like these were minted for circulation, yet as Britain moved toward decimalization in the 1970s, many of these smaller coins, including the halfpenny, were gradually phased out. So, what makes the 1955 halfpenny so special? Like many coins, it's often about rarity. In 1955, fewer halfpennies were produced compared to other years, especially as demand for them dropped. But not all of these coins are valuable, only those that have certain unique characteristics. Some collectors are on the hunt for coins in perfect condition, known as mint state coins, while others search for coins with mint errors. These mint errors could range from double strikes, where the coin was stamped twice, to off-center coins or those with other striking issues. When these rare errors are combined with a high-grade condition, the coin's value skyrockets. Now, let's talk value. Most 1955 halfpennies found today are worth only a few cents, or maybe a couple of dollars if they're in great condition. But here's the kicker: if you have a rare mint error or a pristine, uncirculated coin, the value could reach into the thousands. In some cases, certain coins with exceptional errors have been sold for tens of thousands of dollars at auction. Some news stories even mention figures as high as $42 million, but keep in mind, this applies to extremely unique pieces, usually with both a fascinating error and impeccable preservation. These numbers are rare and represent only the most exceptional examples in the coin collecting world. So, what should you look for if you want to find one of these valuable coins? First, inspect the coin's condition. Look for a strong, clear strike. This means all the details on the coin are sharp and well defined. Next, check for any errors. Remember, not every error will boost the value, but certain ones, like double strikes or off-center stamps, can make a huge difference. Finally, if you think you have a rare 1955 halfpenny, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Grading not only confirms its condition but also gives you an official certification, which can be crucial if you plan to sell it at a high value. Now, here's where it gets exciting. There are plenty of stories of coin collectors or even regular people finding a rare halfpenny in their collection or family heirlooms. Recently, some of these coins were sold at high-profile auctions, fetching anywhere from a few $1,000s to hundreds of thousands. The $42 million number is often cited, but this only applies to the most exceptional, museum-quality coins. So there you have it, the fascinating story of the 1955 halfpenny. Although most of these coins are still quite affordable, certain examples with errors or pristine conditions can be incredibly valuable. If you're a collector or just happen to find an old halfpenny lying around, be sure to take a closer look. Who knows? You could be sitting on a small fortune. Remember to subscribe to channel name for more coin stories and tips. If you have any interesting coin finds or questions, leave a comment below. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and happy hunting. Next, 1956 halfpenny. Today, we have a fascinating story about a coin that's small in size but huge in value, the 1956 halfpenny. This little coin may look like spare change, but for collectors and history buffs, it's worth big money. In fact, some of these coins can fetch thousands, even millions of dollars, making it one of the most sought-after coins in numismatic history. So, what's the story behind the 1956 halfpenny, and why is it so valuable? Let's dive in and uncover its history, rarity, and value. Let's start with a bit of history. The halfpenny, or ha'penny as it's often called, was part of British coinage for centuries. This small denomination coin had its origins as early as the 1200s, but it took its modern form in the 19th and 20th centuries. The 1956 version is especially famous among collectors because of its historical significance and the unique context of its minting. In 1956, Queen Elizabeth II was in the early years of her reign. The world was going through massive changes, post-war reconstruction, economic shifts, and a booming era for the British Commonwealth. The 1956 halfpenny coin featured Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on one side, symbolizing the new era of British leadership and resilience. On the reverse, you have the iconic image of a sailing ship, known as Sir Francis Drake's Golden Hind. This imagery was intended to evoke a sense of exploration, history, and adventure, fitting for the British Empire's enduring legacy. Alright, so why is this small coin worth such big money today? Let's break down the reasons. Although millions of halfpennies were minted over the years, specific versions and minting errors make some of them much more valuable. In the case of the 1956 halfpenny, certain variations were minted in limited quantities. These rare versions, especially if preserved in pristine condition, are worth a small fortune. Errors such as misprints, off-center strikes, or other unique characteristics can significantly increase a coin's value. Another factor that determines value is coins are graded on a scale, from poor to mint state, based on their wear and tear. If your 1956 halfpenny has never been circulated and is in mint condition, it can be worth exponentially more. A circulated halfpenny might only be worth a few dollars, but a flawless, many numismatists and enthusiasts specifically collect coins from the 1950s, or early Elizabethan coins, as they symbolize an iconic time period. Because of this, demand is high, and prices can skyrocket. And finally, the crown jewel of the 1956 halfpenny variations, a highly valuable version that collectors dream of finding. These unique pieces are rumored to have faced values upwards of millions of dollars, but they are exceedingly rare and difficult to find. So, how much could your 1956 halfpenny be worth? Well, it depends on a few things. A well-preserved coin with little to no wear is worth much more. If you have a rare mint error, such as a double die or misprint, that value jumps significantly. It's crucial to have your coin authenticated by a professional if you think it's rare. Experts can certify its rarity and confirm if it's one of those high-value variations. In recent auctions, standard 1956 halfpennies in circulated condition typically go for a few dollars. But mint condition or special editions can easily fetch thousands. The extreme top-tier variations, while nearly impossible to find, are rumored to hold values in the millions. Wondering if you have one of these coins lying around? Here are some tips to help you spot a valuable 1956 halfpenny. Check for any noticeable anomalies, like misaligned images or letters. These errors can make your coin extremely valuable. Use a magnifying glass or loupe to inspect the coin's surface. The fewer scratches and blemishes, the better. Authentic versions have specific measurements, so this can be a quick way to check if yours is genuine. So, there you have it, folks. The 1956 halfpenny may be a tiny coin, but it's packed with history, intrigue, and potential value. If you have one in your collection, make sure to check it out. You never know if you're sitting on a small fortune. If you enjoyed learning about the 1956 halfpenny and want to see more videos about rare coins and hidden treasures, please hit that like button, subscribe, and let us know in the comments what other coins you'd like us to cover. Thanks for watching, and happy treasure hunting. See you in the next video. Next 1957 halfpenny. Today, we're taking a close look at an intriguing piece, the 1957 halfpenny coin. There's been a lot of buzz and myths circulating about this particular coin, with some sources even claiming it has a value of $46 million. But is it true? Before we get into its value, let's take a look at the history of the halfpenny coin itself. The halfpenny, or ha'penny as it's sometimes known, was a part of British and Commonwealth currency for centuries. The coin's roots date back to the 13th century, but the design and composition have evolved over the years. In the mid-20th century, halfpennies were still used across the British Empire and Commonwealth nations, including Australia. The 1957 halfpenny we're discussing today is an Australian coin. It was made primarily of bronze, and it bears a striking image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse, as she had recently ascended to the throne in 1952. On the reverse side of the Australian halfpenny from 1957, you'll see the famous kangaroo design. This classic image represents Australian identity and culture, and it was featured on many of the country's coins during this period. The Commonwealth of Australia inscription surrounds the kangaroo, and the year 1957 is displayed below. Now, let's talk about what's on everyone's mind, the value of the 1957 halfpenny. In general, the halfpenny was minted in large quantities, which makes it quite common, meaning it doesn't typically carry a high market value today. The majority of these coins in average condition are worth a few dollars at most. However, in coin collecting, condition is everything. If you have a 1957 halfpenny in pristine, uncirculated condition, known as mint state or MS, it might be worth more. Prices for these coins in top-notch condition can reach up to $20 or $30. But, unfortunately, we don't see anywhere near the mythical $46 million figure that's been circulating on the internet. So, where did this $46 million rumor come from? Well, there are a few reasons myths like this spread. Often, they're the result of misunderstandings, miscommunications, or even sensationalized news stories that grab people's attention. Coins can reach extraordinary values in the millions, but that's generally reserved for extremely rare, historically significant pieces. Examples might include rare errors, coins with unique mint marks, or those with a strong provenance, meaning they have an important historical background or were owned by a notable figure. Now, if a 1957 halfpenny was somehow a mint error, like a misprint or struck in a different metal, that could potentially increase its value. But there's no known record of such an error for the 1957 halfpenny, at least not to the tune of millions of dollars. The real value in collecting coins like the 1957 halfpenny lies in its historical and cultural significance, rather than any expectation of a high monetary return. Holding a coin like this is holding a piece of 1950s history, a snapshot of Queen Elizabeth II's early reign, and an emblem of Australia's heritage. If you're a coin collector, here's some advice: focus on the condition, rarity, and story of each coin. Look for unique features, and invest in coins that have verifiable rarity. For example, early proofs, low mintage variants, or coins with clear mint errors. To wrap things up, the 1957 halfpenny is a beautiful piece with great history, but it's not worth millions of dollars. Most 1957 halfpennies are worth a few dollars at best, though rare mint state examples can be worth a bit more. So, if you see anyone advertising a 1957 halfpenny for $46 million, take that with a big grain of salt. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content on fascinating coins and collectibles. Leave a comment below if you have any unique coins you'd like us to cover, or if you have a story about a lucky coin find. 1958 halfpenny. Today, we're diving into a fascinating piece of currency history, the 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny coin. Could this coin actually be worth big money? Is there truth to the legends that it has a staggering face value of $55 million? Let's unravel the mystery. Let's rewind to the late 1950s. Queen Elizabeth II had only been on the throne for about 6 years after her coronation in 1953. The 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny was part of a tradition of halfpenny coins that actually dates back centuries in British currency. But by the time we reached the mid-20th century, the halfpenny had become more of a sentimental piece than a functional one. Inflation had eroded its purchasing power, and it wasn't long before coins like this would be phased out in 1971 during decimalization. This 1958 halfpenny showcases some interesting design elements. On the obverse, we have a youthful Queen Elizabeth II wearing the laurel wreath, symbolizing peace. Designed by Mary Gillick, it's a portrait that would grace British coins for over a decade. On the reverse, there's a detailed image of a sailing ship, a tribute to Britain's rich maritime history. Many say this depiction resembles Sir Francis Drake's famous ship, the Golden Hind. The artistry here really captures that post-war Britain nostalgia. Now, you might be wondering, how rare is the 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny? Well, it's a common coin. Millions were produced in 1958, and many have survived in pretty good condition, especially in the UK and among collectors. It's also worth noting that 1958 was one of the last years before the halfpenny denomination started declining in usage. However, the halfpenny was largely withdrawn from circulation in the 1960s, with the remaining coins being demonetized by the time decimalization was in full swing. So, while it's not ultra-rare, finding a halfpenny in pristine condition, or even with mint errors, can make a difference in its value. Alright, here's where things get interesting. If you find a 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny, could it be worth $55 million? The short answer is no. That might be an internet myth or an exaggeration floating around. Most 1958 halfpennies in average circulated condition are worth a few cents, maybe up to $1 for one in better shape. Even in uncirculated condition, these coins generally sell for under $10. But rare exceptions exist. If you manage to find a 1958 halfpenny with an unusual error, such as a double strike or a misalignment, that could boost its value. Coin collectors love unique pieces, especially if they come from reputable sources. Although an error coin won't get you $55 million, it might get you a few $100s if you're lucky. Here's the thing about coin collecting, it's about more than just value. It's about holding a piece of history in your hands. Even though the 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny isn't incredibly valuable, it's a beautiful reminder of the UK's post-war years and the early reign of Queen Elizabeth II. For many, the sentimental and historical value far outweighs any monetary worth. People often pass these coins down through generations. So if you find one in a family collection, it's worth keeping, even if it won't make you a millionaire. So, is the 1958 Elizabeth II halfpenny worth $55 million? Definitely not. But it's a coin with a rich story and, for the right collector, may be worth a little bit more than face value. If you have one, treasure it for its history, and keep it safe. You never know what might happen in the collecting world in the future. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. We have tons of videos on collectible coins, rare finds, and the fascinating history behind some of the most common items in our lives. Until next time, happy collecting. Next 1939 halfpenny. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare coins to discuss a coin that has stirred up excitement among collectors and history buffs alike. It's the 1939 halfpenny, specifically from the era of Queen Elizabeth, a coin that's become legendary for its rarity and value. In fact, collectors have been willing to pay staggering amounts to get their hands on this coin. Some estimates go as high as $70 million. Is it really worth that much? Let's break down the history, rarity, and why it's so valuable today. Alright, let's get into the details. First off, this coin was minted during the reign of King George VI, father of Queen Elizabeth II. So, some of you may be wondering, how is it known as the Elizabeth halfpenny? The answer lies in its historical context and the collector's tendency to refer to it with a name that represents British royalty. The story of the 1939 halfpenny begins at a particularly interesting point in world history. Europe was on the brink of World War II, and resources were being redirected to fund the war effort. As a result, many nations, including Great Britain, made changes to their coin production. The British government was actually reducing the mintage of lower-value coins around this time, and that's part of what makes the 1939 halfpenny unique. Unlike earlier or later halfpennies, the 1939 coin was produced in much smaller numbers. Some even believe that only a handful were ever released to the public, with most coins being melted down. This limited production has made it extremely rare, and it's why collectors consider it a holy grail in British coin collecting circles. Now, you might be wondering, what makes this coin so valuable? After all, it's just a halfpenny, which in today's money would be worth next to nothing, right? But in the world of coin collecting, rarity and historical significance are everything. First, there's the rarity factor. Coins from 1939 were so scarce that finding one in any condition is a challenge. A lot of the coins that were minted were either melted down for metal or lost during the war. If you do find one, chances are it won't be in mint condition, which makes a well-preserved 1939 halfpenny even more valuable. Another big reason for its value is its historical context. This coin represents an era when the British Empire was going through a massive transformation, and collectors love owning a piece of that history. Additionally, some coins were minted with errors, making them even more unique and driving up their worth. Alright, now the big question, how much is it actually worth today? You might have heard that some versions of this coin are worth millions. While some collectors may be willing to pay high prices, the true value depends on a few factors, like condition, rarity, and the buyer's interest. On the lower end, you might find a heavily circulated 1939 halfpenny selling for a few $100s. However, coins that are in excellent condition, and especially those with minting errors, can fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands or even millions. The most extreme valuations, which reach up to $70 million, tend to be hypothetical and might depend on the exact demand in the collector's market. So, let's say you've got a 1939 halfpenny. How can you tell if it's one of these ultra-rare, high-value coins? Well, there are a few key things to look for. First, look at the condition. Coins that have been well preserved and show minimal signs of wear are always more valuable. Scratches, corrosion, and general wear and tear lower the coin's worth, so keep that in mind. Next, check for any minting errors. Some coins were misprinted or have unique markings that make them more desirable. For instance, a double strike or a die crack can increase the coin's value significantly. Lastly, if you do think you have a rare version of the coin, consider getting it certified by a professional grading service. Certification can add to the coin's value by proving its authenticity. Alright, so if you do have a rare 1939 halfpenny, where can you sell it? Well, auctions are usually the best place for coins like this. Specialized auction houses that focus on coins or historical artifacts can connect you with serious buyers, and that's where you're likely to see the highest offers. Many collectors also recommend online platforms like eBay, but with high-value coins, you have to be cautious. It's essential to work with trusted buyers and sellers to ensure a smooth transaction. So, in conclusion, the 1939 halfpenny is truly a unique coin that carries a piece of history with it. Its rarity, historical significance, and the legend that surrounds it have made it incredibly valuable. Whether you're a collector or just a history enthusiast, this coin is a remarkable piece from a time that shaped our world. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about rare coins and collectibles, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon so you never miss an update. And hey, if you have any questions or want to share your own rare coin stories, drop a comment below. Who knows, maybe you have a valuable piece of history sitting in your collection. Until next time, happy collecting. Next 1960 halfpenny today, we're diving deep into a remarkable piece of numismatic history, the 1960 halfpenny featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This coin might just look like an ordinary halfpenny, but its story is anything but ordinary. With potential values soaring into the millions, let's uncover why this coin is one of the most sought-after treasures in the world of collecting. To truly appreciate the value of the 1960 halfpenny, we need to understand the historical backdrop of its creation. The halfpenny was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1937, but by 1960, the world was undergoing significant changes. Post-World War II Britain was transitioning into a new era, and currency was a vital part of that transformation. During this time, Queen Elizabeth II ascended to the throne, and her image began to grace British coins. The 1960 halfpenny features a portrait of the young Queen, designed by the talented engraver and artist Arnold Machin. This coin was part of a larger series that aimed to modernize Britain's currency. Now, let's take a closer look at the design elements of the 1960 halfpenny. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, surrounded by the inscription, Elizabeth II de Gr. Brit. Omen, Regina F. Laughing Face : which translates to, Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen of all Britons. Flipping the coin over, the reverse showcases the image of a stylized depiction of a ship, specifically the famous galley, a nod to Britain's maritime heritage. The inscription reads, "Halfpenny," along with the date, 1960. The coin's composition is bronze, giving it a warm, golden hue. In 1960, the Royal Mint produced a significant number of halfpenny coins. However, not all coins are created equal when it comes to value. The total mintage for the 1960 halfpenny was approximately 88 million coins, but certain factors can drastically affect its value in the marketplace. Coins that are in mint condition or uncirculated quality can fetch astronomical prices among collectors. For the 1960 halfpenny, the demand for high-quality specimens has driven prices to incredible heights. In fact, some collectors have reported sales of this coin reaching values as high as $67 million. So, what exactly contributes to the staggering value of the 1960 halfpenny? Here are some key factors to consider. The state of the coin plays a pivotal role in its worth. Coins graded as mint state 65 or higher are the most valuable. While many were produced, certain rare varieties and mint marks can significantly increase a coin's value. Coins with errors, such as misprints or double strikes, are particularly sought after. As with any collectible, the market demand heavily influences prices. The 1960 halfpenny has become a popular item among investors and collectors, driving its value higher. The coin's history, where it has been and who has owned it, can also add to its value. A coin with a notable backstory or previous ownership by a famous collector can command a premium. If you think you might have a valuable 1960 halfpenny hidden away, here are a few tips for identification. Use a magnifying glass to inspect for wear and tear, scratches, or blemishes. Some coins may have mint marks indicating where they were produced, which can add to their value. If you believe your coin is valuable, consider having it graded by a professional numismatist. They can provide a detailed assessment and certification, which can help when selling. For those interested in collecting or selling the 1960 halfpenny, there are numerous avenues available. You can explore local coin shops, attend coin shows, or even look for reputable auction houses that specialize in numismatic items. Online marketplaces also offer platforms for buying and selling coins. Always remember to do your research, check for buyer reviews, and ensure that you're dealing with reputable sellers. Transparency and honesty are key in the coin trading world. In conclusion, the 1960 halfpenny Elizabeth coin is more than just a piece of currency, it's a historical artifact that holds significant value in the eyes of collectors. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or just starting out, understanding the story behind this coin can deepen your appreciation for the art of collecting. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about coins and their histories, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you own a 1960 halfpenny? Have you ever come across any valuable coins? We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for joining us today, and happy collecting. Next, 1965 halfpenny. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of coins, specifically the 1965 halfpenny featuring Queen Elizabeth II. What makes this coin so special, and why is it valued at a staggering $39 million? Join me as we uncover the history, rarity, and true value of this incredible piece of currency. Let's start by going back to 1965, a year of significant change around the world. In the UK, the halfpenny coin, also known as the tiddler, was a common sight in daily transactions. Minted in bronze, this coin featured a striking image of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and a beautiful design on the reverse. On the front, we see the profile of a young Queen Elizabeth II, a design created by the renowned sculptor Arnold Machin. And on the reverse side, there's a depiction of a ship, representing Britain's maritime history. The 1960s were a transformative era for Britain. The country was witnessing significant cultural changes, from the rise of the Beatles to the shifting social landscape. Coins during this period were not just currency, they were symbols of national identity. Queen Elizabeth II's reign marked a new chapter in British history, and her image on the coin became an enduring symbol of continuity and tradition. However, the half-penny was gradually phased out, with production ending in 1984. What drives the value of the 1965 half-penny coin? Initially, the face value of this coin was just half a penny. However, certain rare versions have been known to fetch astronomical prices at auctions, with some valued at up to $39 million. The immense value can be attributed to several factors: rarity, condition, and demand. Coins that were minted in limited quantities or those that exhibit minting errors often attract the attention of serious collectors willing to pay top dollar. To better understand the rarity, we spoke with coin experts and collectors about what makes the 1965 half-penny particularly sought after. Let's hear from them. The 1965 half-penny has several variations, but the most valuable ones are those with unique minting errors. For example, there are reports of coins that were misstruck or have unusual features that set them apart from standard issues. Collectors are always on the lookout for coins that tell a story. The history behind the 1965 half-penny, combined with its association with Queen Elizabeth II, adds to its allure. Now, you might be wondering, how can you tell if your 1965 half-penny is worth something? Here are some tips for identifying valuable coins. Coins in mint condition with no wear are far more valuable than those that show signs of extensive use. Stay updated on recent auction results to understand the current market for specific coins. As we look to the future, the world of coin collecting continues to evolve. With digital currencies on the rise, will traditional coins maintain their value? Only time will tell. However, the passion for collecting unique pieces of history, like the 1965 half-penny, seems to remain strong. I love the thrill of hunting for rare coins. It's like a treasure hunt, and finding something like the 1965 half-penny would be amazing. In conclusion, the 1965 half-penny Elizabeth coin is more than just a piece of currency. It's a remarkable artifact with a rich history and the potential for incredible value. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting, keep an eye out for this fascinating piece of history. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you ever come across a rare coin? We'd love to hear your stories. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy collecting. Next, 1953 half-penny. Today, we're talking about a piece of history that many might overlook, the 1953 half-penny. Did you know that this seemingly ordinary coin could hold extraordinary value? In this video, we'll uncover its history, significance, and why it's worth big money, possibly even up to $73 million. So, stay tuned as we explore the amazing journey of the 1953 half-penny. The 1953 half-penny is part of a long tradition of British currency. Struck in bronze, this coin was issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, marking an important transition in British coinage following the Second World War. But what makes this coin stand out among thousands of others? Let's dive into its history. The early 1950s were a transformative time for the United Kingdom. Following the devastation of World War II, Britain was rebuilding. In 1953, the country celebrated the coronation of Queen Elizabeth II. The half-penny coin was a symbol of this new era, reflecting both stability and change in a post-war economy. But the story doesn't end there. Minted at the Royal Mint in London, the 1953 half-penny featured a design by the renowned engraver, Thomas Humphrey Paget. The obverse side bears the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, while the reverse displays a design of a seated figure of Britannia. This design encapsulates the spirit of British identity and resilience during a time of transition. Now, let's discuss why this coin is considered so valuable. While the face value of the 1953 half-penny is just half a penny, its collectible value can soar into the millions under certain conditions. The rarity of this coin is primarily due to its limited mintage and the condition of the coins that remain today. In 1953, over 50 million half-pennies were minted. However, due to factors like wear and tear, many of these coins have been lost or damaged over the decades. The remaining coins in uncirculated or mint condition are exceptionally rare, which significantly increases their value. Collectors are always on the lookout for pristine examples, particularly those with unique minting errors or variations. Let's get into the numbers. While you might find a 1953 halfpenny in circulation for a few cents, certain versions can fetch staggering prices at auction. Coins in mint condition can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on their rarity and demand. Some estimates suggest that the most coveted examples could reach a staggering valuation of $73 million in certain contexts. In recent years, rare coins like the 1953 halfpenny have seen skyrocketing prices at auctions. Record sales have been reported for well-preserved examples, especially those with rare minting errors, leading many enthusiasts to believe that the sky's the limit when it comes to their value. So, how can you ensure you're getting the best value for your coins? Here are some tips for both seasoned collectors and newcomers alike. Always evaluate the condition of the coin. Coins in uncirculated condition are far more valuable. Familiarize yourself with different variants and minting errors, as these can significantly affect the value. Consider getting your coins graded by professional services. A certified coin can fetch a much higher price. Engage with other collectors and experts. Joining numismatic societies or online forums can provide valuable insights and opportunities. In conclusion, the 1953 halfpenny is not just a piece of change, it's a piece of history that reflects a transformative era in Britain. With its fascinating background and potential for high value, this coin deserves a spot in any serious collector's repertoire. Whether you're looking to invest or simply appreciate its historical significance, the 1953 halfpenny has much to offer. Thanks for joining us on this journey through the world of coins. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more insights into the fascinating world of numismatics. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Do you own a 1953 halfpenny, and what's the most interesting coin in your collection? Until next time, happy collecting.